Welcome back. Away from issues of rape, lawyers have been speaking about the need to embrace COVID-19 Alternative Dispute Resolution (CADRA) initiative, with the court set to be harboring at least 200,000 pre-COVID-19 unresolved cases. The visionaries of CADRA initiative says it's become expedient for businesses and individuals to embrace the easier, faster, and affordable ADR options. We have some of the highlights from the event up next.
As individuals and businesses adjust their operations to the realities of COVID-19, some legal practitioners believe that our already overworked judges are going to get a lot more litigations arising from defaults in contracts. There's therefore a need to think outside the box to stem the pressure under which the justice system will do its work. That's the kind of thinking that brought about the COVID-19 ADR initiative, CADRA, the vision of two like-minded senior lawyers, Fumi Roberts and Tunde Fagbonlu, SAN. At this conference room in Oyo State Ministry of Justice, Ibadan, the Chief Judge, the Attorney General and a few other lawyers who believe in the CADRA initiative have gathered for its launch. One of the visionaries speaks about CADRA initiative.
COVID-19 ADR initiative is actually a child of necessity. When I was watching the news one day, I just felt this overwhelming sense of helplessness. That so much is going, so much is unexpected, so many challenges have been thrown up by COVID-19 pandemic. And I felt that everybody has a role to play. And then just as I sat down, a message came in from one of my lawyers who had been working off-site. And it was to send me an advisory legal opinion she had just written for one of our clients. And I took a brief assessment of all the advisories we had given in 1 month. And I realized that if care is not taken, most of them will go to courts. I then looked at our courts. As I stand here, our courts are seriously under-resourced. Our judges are still taking evidence in writing. There are over 200,000 cases yet unresolved. And then I look at the new wave of cases that will come before them, and I ask myself, would they actually be able to cope? They are also overworked. And I said to myself that no, everybody must come round within the civil, all players within the civil justice system must come together. And I thought that we have ADR organizations all over the nation, but all of them doing their own thing. I said, let us create a platform. CADRA is not a service provider. CADRA is a platform for all ADR institutions all over Africa to come together and offer affordable, user-friendly alternatives to litigation. And let us leave litigation to those issues or cases that cannot be resolved by other means. Africans, we've always resolved our issues, our disputes in an informal manner before the formal court system came. And that is essentially what ADR does. There are some adversarial ADR mechanisms, and there are some that are non-adversarial. But we have organizations that deal with both the adversarial and the non-adversarial. Let us create a platform. Let them all come together, working under a common guideline, working under certain principles that will run through all of them. And one of the things is that they must have a panel. We are creating an international panel of neutrals. We've received applications since the website came up a few weeks ago. We've received applications from arbitrators, from adjudicators, from mediators worldwide to join the panel. So whether it is a domestic dispute in an African country, or if it is an international dispute between states or between investors and states, we have credible, tested individuals who are ADR experts who can help them to mediate, adjudicate, or arbitrate these disputes.
And just before we go, here's a recap of some legal stories we're tracking.
We begin with a report that the Senate has confirmed Justice Monica Dongban Mentem as the President of the Court of Appeal. President Muhammadu Buhari had written to the Senate asking it to approve her nomination. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, told the Senate that no petition was received against her nomination. After this, the Senate confirmed her appointment. At the Federal High Court, Abuja, Justice Taiwo has withdrawn from the suit filed by the coalition of the United Political Parties and its spokesperson, Ikenga Ogochinyere, against the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila. A CUPP and Ogochinyere had alleged that the leadership of the House collected a $10 million bribe from Bill Gates to pass the infectious disease bill pending before the House. Justice Taiwo, who returned the case file of the suit to the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court for reassignment, expressed displeasure over such misrepresentation of facts in the matter. After this, he withdrew from the matter. Meanwhile, the Senate has set up a committee to investigate the issue. Still in Abuja, the Federal High Court has again affirmed the deregistration of 32 political parties. In her judgment, Justice Anwuli Chikere dismissed the suit filed by the parties against the powers of the Independent National Electoral Commission to deregister them. A judge held that the Commission rightly deregistered the parties in line with the provisions of Section 225A of the Constitution. 74 political parties were deregistered by INEC on February 6, 2020 on the grounds of poor performance at the 2019 general elections. The parties had filed their suit last year to restrain INEC from carrying out the exercise when they got wind of the Commission's plans. Some of the affected 32 political parties are Advanced Congress Democrats, Advanced Nigeria Democratic Party, All Blending Party, All Grand Alliance Party, Better Nigeria Progressive Party, Democratic People's Congress, Freedom and Justice Party, and the Green Party of Nigeria. Staying at the Federal High Court, this time in Benin City, a suit challenging the mode of primaries adopted by the APC for its Edo State governorship election has been adjourned till Wednesday, the 17th of June. The suit filed by two members of the APC, one of them a governorship aspirant, is one of the several hurdles the party needs to successfully scale to have a hit-free primaries. At the resumption of the hearing in the matter, trial judge Justice Mohammed Garba Umar, after being notified by the counsel to the APC and its national chairman Adams Oshomole that an appeal had been filed in the matter, insisted on his earlier order maintaining status quo. Meanwhile, counsel to three other APC governorship aspirants, Osage Ize-Iyamu, Pius Udubu and Osaro Obaze, who sought to be joined in the suit as interested parties, told the court that his clients do so in the interest of justice for everyone affected by the substantive suit. All the counsel commend the court's decision. And we round up with the report that the anti-corruption advocacy group, Socioeconomic Rights and Accountability Project SERAP, has taken its assets declaration case against the President and the Vice President to the Court of Appeal. The group is seeking an order of mandamus compelling the Code of Conduct Bureau to make public contents of asset declaration forms filled by President Muhammadu Buhari, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, as well as the 36 state governors and their deputies. The Federal High Court in Lagos had recently dismissed the suit. Dissatisfied with the judgment, which was delivered by Justice Muslim Hassan, Sarah proceeded to the appeal court. The group is contending that Justice Hassan misinterpreted the law and erred by holding that the Freedom of Information Act is a legislation of general nature in relation to public access to asset declaration forms of public officers. According to SERAP, the failure of the CCB to provide the information requested by SERAP constitutes a violation of their right to freedom of information guaranteed by Article 9 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights.
And here's where we adjourn till next week. Don't forget that you can find this episode of the program and past episodes on our YouTube channel. After viewing, be sure to leave us a feedback. I'm Shola Sheyeli. Thank you for watching.